Start recording because this is.
Oh, I'm recording now, but I have to
Oh, you
go over
are?
the. Yeah, hey, we're live-ish. Episode 71 of Slurp Toast, our podcast. I need to hop over to Instagram and say we're live, so we'll just do that now, and we'll welcome Instagram to the feed. There we go. Instagram
There
is
we
on
go.
board. We'll be with those fine folks for an hour or so, and everybody else, buckle up. It's the usual nonsense. How are you,
Uh-huh.
sir? You were just talking about making midgets.
That's right. I was trying to shape my hair. I was gonna, like putting it in a dresser drawer in the way that you keep children small. I believe the actual commas, and that's how midgets are made. But
I
anyway,
believe it's exactly what it was. Yes, yes. Hey, I rearranged some things in here. We had an office chair, a
Mhm.
really good office chair that I'm in. Like now, so that's good. You can see I'm sitting a little higher, and I've got my camera mounted inside that silly ring light. So now everything's in it's compacted.
Wow.
It's tighter. So
You know what? I have one of those silly ring lights that we bought one. I don't know why, at work, and I brought it home to play with it,
Mhm.
and I've never taken it back.
Well, mine has
Still in the box.
a spot where you can mount the camera right in the
Uh-huh.
middle, so it maximizes. Yeah, right. So
That's
I did
right.
that, and I
We're
had to
ready
buy
to
a.
do makeup tutorials.
Yoo-hoo!
Uh,
Start with dyeing my beard, maybe. Just
yeah.
so I look less like defective Santa.
Knockoff Santa.
Yeah, not even bad Santa, just knockoff Santa. Oh, so
There's a movie there. Yeah.
there it is. Somebody called Billy Bob Thornton.
Hmm. Oh no, let's get Vince Vaughn. Let's go. Yeah.
We're gonna go Fred Claus.
No, you're right. Let's scratch that one. Who should we get? Who would be a good knockoff Santa? Danny DeVito. There we go.
He plays all the elves. This is stupid because it was the Willy Wonka thing, but I think Hugh Grant would make an interesting Santa Claus.
Oh yes, yes, yes. I think so. Definitely, yes.
Twitchy Santa.
Twitchy Santa, yeah. Twitchy mumbly Santa.
Yes, exactly.
We all find Julia Roberts under the tree. Yeah.
Sadly. Uh,
Would it be sad? No.
no? Okay. So what's been going on, my friend?
Not much, man. Not much.
Good talk. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Woo! Look, I made us Jack Kirby like. I brought us
Ooh, all
back.
right.
Yay.
Now I'll finish that up.
Oh shit.
I'll go back to the back of the room, stand there with that weird frog pose. The one hand out. Yes,
And
there
the
we
other
go.
leg kicked behind you at an unnatural angle that would dislocate your hip. That one?
Yes, that one.
Yes.
That one.
Okay.
Standard jumping and leaping into action pose.
Yes. Oh, Laura and I have been trying to get Oscar movies in because that's one of the things we always do, but they're also fucking long this year. Like, there's at least 3 of them that are over 3 hours long. So
Oh,
we decide tonight we're just gonna chop them up into the mini series they should have been. So we ate dinner and watched like an hour and a half of Killers of the Flower Moon. Now you're
commercial
still
break.
got 2 hours left, but okay, whatever. Yeah, it's moving slow. I'm not gonna lie, but they're killing
Uh,
lots of Osage.
oh, goody. Yeah.
That ain't gonna go
No, it's not going to go.
unpunished.
That's right. They're going to get casinos and take it all back.
We'll see.
We've seen the future, and it's slot machines.
Weird though when you say casinos because De Niro's in this one, right? So it's all tied together,
God, he's planting the seeds.
right?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
One day he'll come to you, and I'll ask you for a favor,
and you'll say yes.
and you'll say yes if I do this for you this one day. Yeah, little bit.
It's a little weird hearing Bob De Niro speaking Osage, though. That's a little weird.
So you do it with the taxi driver accent.
Yeah, kinda. Yeah. Leonardo DiCaprio is starting to look his age. I think somebody stole his Dorian
Oh.
Gray photo.
Yeah, Johnny Depp. Holy crap. He looked like, I don't know what the hell he looked like. I know what he did. He looked like your great aunt who's, has an alcohol problem. You haven't seen her for 20 years. She just shows up.
Lots of scarves and alcohol.
Lots of scarves, booze, and just an overall puff. Everything is just like, 3 sizes too big. Face, the head, the hands.
You know what? Seeing those guys age up a little bit doesn't hurt my feelings at all.
It's like, oh, somebody went, oh, look, the clock has stopped. We'll just wind it ahead. They wake up the next morning. Everything hurts.
Yes. Good. Finally.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we're starting.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah. I did have the pre-appointment for my first colonoscopy, something I'm very excited about. Yeah.
Good luck. How, are you excited?
No. No. And it's funny because my primary care physician is like, oh, you're at the age you should get one. And she goes, and you do have options. I go, what, they finally got better technology? I'm like, oh, no, you can do the Cologuard thing. And I was like, not after Saturday Night Live. Poop in me. Now, just drop it load. I love it. Woody Harrelson, freaking out talking to Cologuard boxes kind of put me off that.
Yeah, I have one of those sitting on my counter in my bathroom when I keep going. Step 1, cut a hole in the box. Step 2, take a shit in the box. I don't. Can't bring myself to do it either.
Yeah. No, because I once my doctor wanted me to do like, this is gross. We had like the little it was a pre-screening test, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you'd have to like get your own stool sample and like smudge a little bit on there. And I almost puked. I had to do it 5 days in a row, and 5 days I was this close to contaminating everything in the bathroom and just throwing up. Just in there. You got like a little stick, like the samples at a Baskin Robbins stick. It's not pink, but and you gotta like stab at this thing that's floating. It's like bobbing for apples of the worst kind, and just it breaks apart. You're just like, oh, I should never have eaten that. Oh my god, I'm gonna close the toilet. You're like, oh. I gotta go back in there. You're looking at the thing going, God, fuck, nothing.
I can honestly say this is not where I thought this was going. And all the ships at sea, welcome to Slurp Toast, a podcast. Not normally about feces, but tonight on a very special episode.
I always find it amusing, like you get around. I have a friend of mine who like talks about having a prostate cancer scare, right? But then he tells the story with such gravitas and such seriousness and such, like, I don't know, like this is the end of his world. And you're kind of like, dude, someone stuck a finger up your butt. You have to make fun of that. Whatever else you think is going on, that's part of the part of the story that you
got fingered. Yeah, you got fingered.
Exactly. Did you get a drink first? Did you get this? That's right.
Oh, slap on the ass.
Whiny got fingered. But and then I've been around these guys who are like, oh, yep, I had a kidney stone, worst pain ever. And then it's like, well, why don't you tell the part where you have to pee through the strainer and it's like your finger over a hose in the garden and pee goes every fucking where. And now you're digging for this little tiny piece of crystal meth and wiping the bathroom, the back of the toilet.
Like it's a crime scene.
Like it's a crime. You're in there with rubber gloves.
There's not enough bleach.
No, there isn't. And you've got your little medical supply strainer, which is supposed to be sterile or something, but it was just like a shower head.
And I will tell you, those things come in a sleeve of 100, and they're just stacked. They're not sterile.
Oh
I
shit!
don't have those. Yeah, I've got those over on that shelf. Hold on. Let me wrinkle open the bag. Take it out with my hand.
It's right there.
Take it to the counter. String it up. Put it in the bag so you can take it home and put your hands all over. Yeah, sure.
It's over there with the Dixie cups, just stacked up in that little dispenser. Just buy the whole sleeve.
Share them with your friends and family.
Exactly. Just leave them in there. It's a conversation starter.
Oh, there we go.
Whoa.
I was riding a little high. Kind of uncomfortable. Now I'm a little low, but that's all right. I'll go with this. Oh man, well that took a turn, and that, by the way, is the title of the episode now. Not enough bleach.
Oh shit.
so here's my interesting discovery for the week, and then you're gonna like this one, I think.
Okay.
I'm trying to get us back on track here, so then we can riff on here.
Walk us back off the edge.
Stepping away from feces talk now. Yes. Yeah, it's a very special audience we have. I got
somebody tuned in late. Goes, why is he stabbing turds?
Everyone has to have a hobby.
I'm practicing for Halloween. Children's parties that take a turn. Yeah.
There it goes, right there.
Right.
So and that's my segue right there. So this morning I got up to let the dogs out, and let's sidetrack off that for a minute. Did you know dogs have ACLs?
I saw you post that. No, I didn't.
Did you know they can tear their ACLs?
If they got them, sure.
I learned number 2 after I learned number 1. No, number 1 after I learned number 2.
Damn.
Yeah, our dog is walking around with a brace on, limping on 3 legs.
Oh man.
She hit a hole running, and apparently the sound was the boys were home for the weekend. Apparently it was
pop.
They were sitting. It was just apparently she was screaming like she was shot, because they can't say "fuck" that hurts.
So they have to speak it and bark.
Yes. Pretty sure it was "fuck" over and over. But anyway,
that dog's got nothing but white eyes and these little pinprick pupils.
so yeah, she's been taking 2 pain pills a day. That we have to watch it for 2 weeks.
Did you know your dog can get addicted to Vicodin? Just throwing that out there before you guys.
So we go back on Thursday to find out if it was a partial tear and she can keep managing it at home, or if it's a full tear and we have to have the ACL surgery on the dog. So wish me luck with that.
Sure. I'm also trying to imagine your little dog like outside of prescription mills, hanging outside of these shady vet clinics, whimpering. Meanwhile, somebody who looks like Jack Elam from Cannonball Run is out there dispensing, doggy Vicodin.
I'm hopeful it's only a partial tear, because she keeps wanting to go walk for walks and stuff. So we shall see. We shall see on Thursday. But anyway, I got up this morning, let her and the other dog out, right? And I sat down. I was going to let Laura sleep a little bit. So I turned on the TV and I'm just flipping around. We have 8,000 streaming services, and I don't know what's on any of them, right? Mm-hmm. I flipped over to Peacock, which I don't go to very often. Let's go. They have WWE. There was a thing the other day. I click on the tab for WWE and it says territories. I say, territories, you say.
Interesting.
There's a whole shit ton of Mid-South wrestling on Peacock. Yes.
Oh, I know what I'm watching when we're done.
It starts like 82 and goes through 86. There's 4 years worth of Mid-South on there.
Those are the good years.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God.
And it's got.
Then people will find out why we always thought that. What's this? Michaels. Michaels was such a. When he's a jobber.
It's funny because I just picked a random episode, right? It's it was January.
Tim Orndorff and
January of '85. DiBiase's still there. He's doing color commentary with Jim Ross. He's the bad guy champion. Apparently, the Guerrero brothers had cheated to win the tag team titles the week before. Jim Cornette was at ringside in a giant sombrero and handed them a bag of pesos, which they waffled Ricky Morton. So this was so devious and underhanded that the titles were returned to the Rock and Roll Express, and the Guerreros were not happy, right? And they go on. They're standing in the middle of the ring in their full bandito gear. The two
Bandoliers.
bandoliers and sombreros, and Chavo Senior is laying on the whole Mexicans in the Alamo shtick, and I'm like, wow, this is amazing, right? And then they have a match. And Shawn Michaels, as it turns out, is one of the jobbers they're facing, and he gets laid out again. Like Chavo puts him on his back and does his like reverse flipping suplex thing, and Michaels just gets pancaked. And I'm like, he really was just a jobber back in the day, and
oh yeah,
I could never take him seriously. So. But anyway,
Okay,
yes, if you go to
huh?
Peacock WWE, click on the territory tabs. I saw World Class was on there, AWA was on there, Mid South was on there, Smoky Mountain. So I was like, oh shit. So I texted my boys. I was like, I can't make any more episodes of Lucha Underground, but I can share with you what made me a wrestling fan. And I get a text from Connor. He's like, oh my God, this is so 80s. And they had changed the opening music, those cheesy montages, but of course there were rights issues. So they changed the opening music. And it doesn't have like the local promos, but which sort of is like the icing on that, right? But
Tulsa School of Welding.
or we're going to Creepy Crawley this weekend. I specifically remember a promo that Dutch Mantel and Bill Dundee did one time. They were doing some shows in Crowley, and they're like, "Ooh, Creepy Crawley!" So we got like Dutch Mantel, the walking hair shirt, and a little Australian Bill Dundee. They've got binoculars. They're going, "Ooh, she's a big one, Bill." We all do that now.
Oh my God, you couldn't do that now. Okay, funny story. So I'm on Twitter X, whatever it is. I'm reading through a thread on Mike Johnson, and somebody drops a Bunky joke.
Is that where he's from?
No, I don't think it's where he's from, but they just dropped Bunky in there. And I said, ha ha, by the way, all my friends in Lafayette, we used to say we were from Bunky because we saw it on a map and thought it was hilarious. And he goes, I lived in Louisiana. We did the same thing. He goes, it just sounds like a great joke, a punchline.
Right?
Bunky, Louisiana.
It's also where our sisters were forced to go to band camp every summer.
Oh, they did?
That's
I did not know that.
Yeah, the marching band camp for the high school was in
Jerry's
Bunky.
kids went to Bunky.
They did every summer, and it was brutally hot in Bunky.
Worst earnest film ever.
Jerry's kids go to Bunky.
Jerry's kids go to Bunky. Know what I'm talking about, Vern?
Know what I mean?
You know what I mean? Know what I mean? It's like, was it Powers Booth and Southern Comfort?
And one of the Carradines was in that too, weren't they?
Yes, the one
who didn't
do the thing. Yeah,
the one who didn't die by autoerotic asphyxiation.
Correct.
Yes, the
Keith.
one who is not kung fu.
It's like there's two Keach brothers, right? Stacy and not Stacy.
Right. I couldn't tell you who the other one was.
That's right. Two Bridges brothers.
Those I can get.
And the other one,
dude, and the bro.
Jeff and Bo. Yeah,
I know. I knew it was Bo. I was just playing along.
I know, but the fabulous Baker boys, I guess.
Yeah. What other acting brothers are there? The Sheen brothers, who have different last names.
Mm-hmm. The Marx brothers.
Of course.
I dropped a Marx Brothers joke. Somebody said something, what is Blanco? I go, that's the one Marx Brothers who never made it out of vaudeville. And it's a guy who sits behind us, and he's, I don't know, he's in his 70s, and he just lost it.
Know your audience.
So yeah, he was like, wow, because nobody, wow.
Nothing from nobody.
It's like, I love the classics, man.
Oh man.
Yeah. So wait a minute. Were we ending it at WWE?
What?
Were we ending at WWE and UCW, or was there another?
No. That
finish?
was my.
Okay.
I really just wanted to impart that information to you, but to the, if people in France want to tune in and find out what the best pro wrestling ever was, it's available on Peacock.
That'd be cool, though. You could watch Ric Flair come rolling out of the Carolinas.
No, that's there too, like Mid Atlantic. That's right. That was the other one that I forgot. Yeah, but yeah, like I was just kind of flipping through, and
You
there's
get into
the
Kevin Sullivan in the South stuff or Florida.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see Florida, but I know they own it, so probably. But I did see the line that said Dusty Rhodes, Andre the Giant, and it was Junkyard Dog take on Early Lad and the Samoans. I haven't seen that match in 1,000 years, but I definitely want to rewatch that.
I was trying to tell somebody we were talking about wrestling and they're WWE marks. And I was mentioning, I said, my childhood, where we lived, we were close enough to Texas to get world class Von Erich wrestling. We got AWA out of Georgia, and then we had Mid South. And you'd see some dude lose in Georgia, and then the next week, it's a loser leaves town. We're never going to see him again. There he is in Texas.
That's how they stayed fresh, though. I mean, they.
Oh yeah, exactly. Reinvent yourself in another market, and unless you had basic cable, you never knew.
Well, we sort of became fans right as the basic cable thing kicked in, because before that, you would never know, right?
Exactly.
Leave Florida and go to Portland. Who's going to tell?
Oh my God, I watched. What is it? AW? No, yeah.
AWA is the one out of the Midwestern one. Yeah.
Yep. I watched that one in Denver. First
And then
wrestling I ever went to is Jesse versus Hulk Hogan.
Nice.
Yes.
I high-fived Andre the Giant one time in Lafayette at a Mid-South show. I was sitting front row ringside because you could do that for like $10.
Yeah.
And he came out, and biggest motherfucker I've ever seen in my life. It was huge.
Yes. Well, we were there when Adrian Street got spat upon. She spat on me. She spat on me. And there was that little old Cajun lady who was just cursing up the store.
Oh,
I don't know if she was a plant. I don't think she was.
I don't think so.
That was
but
fantastic.
just like one of my all-time favorite wrestlers, just because of the heat machine that he was in the South. Man, good Lord.
Yes, you don't have men here, darling.
I'm in love with me. Just one of the best gimmicks of all time. Just absolutely phenomenal.
So I would draw a straight line between the appreciation of what he did to Gold Dust.
Oh, for sure. There's an interview with him where he goes, Dusty didn't think much of my gimmick, but his son sure got it. I've seen that in print. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I remember, vividly remember sitting at Arthur's house one Saturday. We had it on, and it was when he kissed Terry Taylor full in the mouth to win the title. We were all like, what just happened?
Yeah. Terry Taylor's up there wiping it off like it's never happened before.
Yeah, every time he's ever won a title anywhere, that's the finish of the match, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's in his contract. I'm going to build up. I'm going to win the championship, but he's got to kiss me on the mouth. Wait, that's weirdly specific.
Maybe.
I am the Red Rooster.
Oh, man.
I just remember when he came out with that, with like the dyed red mohawk.
Yeah.
Didn't even bother to do the hawk and animal shave your head thing. Just put some gel in it.
He still had his mullet, and they just like grabbed the middle part of it.
Just
something about married it up and done it red.
And here it comes, Terry Taylor, the Red Rooster. And you're kind of like, what the hell is this?
The story I've read in a couple of books is that he was in the running for Mr. Perfect, and he lost out to Kurt Hennig and ended up as the Rooster.
Wow, that's a terrible consolation prize.
No shit. And perhaps
that's kind of one where you're like,
ever.
Yeah, that's kind of the one where you're like, What's second prize? Yeah, I'm out.
What's third prize? Can I have third prize?
Oh, is it? Yeah, it's you're fired. Fine, I'll take that one.
That's much better. Let's go where else. I'm
Man.
done.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah.
Oh man, you hung up a
Let's
little
see.
bit there.
Yeah, we're back. We're back.
Okay. Okay.
I saw. I guess we should talk about the Fantastic Four because we're such. Speaking of marks, we're such Fantastic Four marks.
Did I tell you that I watched the Marvels?
I saw you post about it. Tell me about it.
It was not awful.
That is a high bar for Marvel these days.
Well, here was the thing. It as a friend said, it should have been called Miss Marvel and Friends. It's like
And our amazing friends.
and her amazing friends. Yeah. Um, but no, it was light. It was breezy. It was fun. You didn't recognize that Brie Larson uh, just has no grasp on the superhero thing, you know, because like Kamala Khan or the girl who plays her was fantastic. Lots
Okay.
of fun, lots of high energy. Um, some scenes, emotionally, there was some stuff going on that you just didn't buy. But all in all, it was light and breezy and fun. And
Okay.
it was kind of like this movie did not deserve the hate that it got. It just
All
didn't.
right.
It just did not. Um, yeah,
Well,
I mean,
my wife has called me sexist because I haven't watched it yet. I'm like, I'm just not that emotionally invested in any of these characters. But yeah.
no, there's not. There's even a Bollywood type of scene, which is kind of fun because it kind of comes out of nowhere.
Okay.
Turns out that in order to preserve some hierarchy, Carol agreed to marry the prince, and they only communicate in song. So it ends up being this kind of
Ah.
Bollywood number, which of
Okay.
course Little Miss Marvel is like completely, totally into it, and it ends with her kind of like, kind of like Nick Fury recruiting Haley Stanfield, whatever,
Okay.
Hawkeye to the
Hawk
Young
girl.
Avengers. Yeah.
Hawkeye girl.
Uh,
Okay.
she's sitting there in her apartment, like the fingers steepled and stuff like that. It's a very charming movie. They have a plan to get all the, their big space station fails. They have a plan, which to me is the kind of shit we would have dreamed up had they
Okay.
asked us, and we would have said, "This is what we want to do," and they'd have been like, well, "Okay, find a way to make it work."
All right. Now I'm intrigued. All right. Now I'm going to watch the movie. I would have gotten around to it eventually. I know I would have, but now
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to bump it up.
Yeah, you're gonna get to that scene and go, I totally would have done that in the writer's room. I'd have pitched that.
All right. All right. All right. I'm sold now just for that.
So like I said, fun scenes, overall a few missed beats, but it's entertaining. It totally it did not deserve the hate that it got.
All right. Cool.
That being said, I haven't been able to make myself watch Ant-Man. So
I didn't. I actually liked Ant-Man. I think you will too.
okay.
By and large, I mean it doesn't necessarily have all the heavy lifting. There's some light lifting, right?
Okay.
But there's some fun stuff in there, and it's still you can't not like Paul Rudd, right? It's still self-deprecating in that regard. So he does that, and yeah, I think you'll like most of that one.
Okay. All right.
I'm hearing a weird feedback here. Something's too high. But yeah. So and then just we're gonna pretend that Madam Web doesn't exist, right?
That's one of those where like you see the commercial and you're just like, wow, that's gonna suck.
Yeah. The first time I saw anything, well, first of all, Dakota Johnson can't act her way out of a paper bag, right? And she's your lead.
I just told somebody, it's like put them in a paper bag and tell them to head for the light. They still won't get out.
I think I made the joke when she hosted SNL to Laura. I used the old Dennis Miller joke. She's got the range of a Daisy air rifle. She does. That's just she does not work for me in any possible permutation. So, yeah, I still haven't gotten around to watching Morbius. So I'll watch that one before I watch Madam Web.
It's Morbin time.
There's a Morbius poster right there. You can't see it, but they were giving them away at the movie theater one time, so I grabbed one. And yeah, Fantastic Four. How about the casting? What do you think?
Is there not a sci-fi franchise they don't try and sign Pedro Pascal to?
I think he's contractually obligated to be in everything. He's
Uh-huh.
been in DC, right? Because he was Maxwell Lord,
Uh-huh.
Star Wars,
Uh-huh.
The Last of Us. He
Yep.
was in Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm. So if I can get him in a Trek movie, boom.
There you go.
He's dealing.
It's fine. I like him. He's entertaining, and I think I like him as an interesting choice to play Reed.
Yes.
It'll be a different vibe, and I also like that it looks like it's going to be sort of a retrofit, sort of like '60s vibe based on the drawing they released. Right? I think that would be fun.
That will be fun. And Vanessa Kirby is Sue Storm.
That works. Right?
Wasn't she in Guardians? Isn't she the gold chick, or am I thinking?
No, that is the chick that played Princess Diana that's been winning all the awards. The big, tall, blonde chick.
Which one is that?
DeBecky. Her last name is DeBecky.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Vanessa Kirby was in a couple of the Mission Impossibles, and she was in Hobbs and Shaw.
Okay.
And The Crown.
Okay.
She was Princess Margaret on one of the Crown seasons.
Okay, got it. Now I've looked her up. So was she Hobbs or Shaw?
Well done, sir. Well done.
Well, it's like we're at work and somebody goes, Jason Statham is the beekeeper. Somebody else is like, I thought he was the transporter. And somebody's like, oh, no, he's Hobbs or maybe Shaw. And I go, was he the Meg? No.
That's funny because I turned on some of channels this afternoon, and there was a Jason Statham movie on Sci-Fi Channel that I've never seen, and it was called Failsafe or something, and he was about to get whacked by the Russian mob. I can't stop because I will get sucked into this. I know how this will go. There's a really good one that I like of his. I'm gonna have to look at the name of because it's kind of offbeat. It's one of his lesser ones, but it's set in Vegas.
Okay.
And
it wasn't Parker, was it?
No, that was set in Miami, and that was not good. That was not good at all. Hold on. Have you seen Wrath of Man? Because that one is really good. He's punching way above his weight in that one.
No, I don't think so.
That one's a good movie. That's a good movie. It'd be good no matter. Wild Card is the one I'm thinking of where he plays a.
You know what? I think I walked in and Kristen was watching it once. That sounds awful. I didn't mean to say it that way. It's like, okay.
Wild Card. He's like a Vegas fixer, and shit happens, and it's based on a book by the same guy that wrote Princess Bride and Marathon Man. So.
Oh, okay.
Based loosely, because I've read the book since then. Loosely based.
Loosely
right?
based.
So loosely they had to change the title.
Yeah, that's pretty much. There's a correct order to watch the Transporter movies. I'm going to assume it's 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's right. The mechanic. We were trying to figure out everything he was. So they're like, he's the mechanic. Yes. He's the transporter.
Beekeeper.
The beekeeper. Hobbs and or Shaw.
He's also expendable.
Yes, he is expendable.
1, 2, 3, or 4 times.
Jason Statham's best movies.
Okay,
Wrath of Man. Oh yeah, Wrath of Man. That's the one where like they kill his son or something, and he goes on.
It's really good. It's like perhaps his bad. I'm not damning with faint praise. I recognize, but it's a better movie than it has any right to be. Like Jack and I went to see it one time, and we both were like, "Wow, that was just a good movie that he happened to be in." And he's been trying to get Connor to watch it forever, and apparently they watched it while they were home a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And Connor was like, "Holy crap, that was really good." So anyway, so it meets the 20-year-old boy test, which is really probably the target audience. He's also high voltage, baby.
Ooh.
Oh no, it's Crank. He gets cranked.
He's cranked. The Meg is cranked.
I remember the first time we saw a trailer for the Meg. I was in something with the boys, and they're like, he better Superman punch that fucking shark. And sure enough, he did in this trailer. I'm like, okay, we're going to see that, right? And they're like, oh hell yes, we are. So I've raised my children right. They recognize the stupidity and the fun of that.
All right. Oh my God.
So okay, so Fantastic Four, we like Pedro, we like Vanessa Kirby. The kid that was Eddie Munson is Johnny Storm.
Okay.
So the Storms are British. Okay, I got no problem with that. And then the dude who is the obnoxious cousin
Brother
on
in the bear.
yeah,
Okay.
it's going to be Ben. So I think I'm okay with that too. I like him. So yeah, I dig the cast. If they do like a so I didn't notice it at first. Somebody said Herbie's in the drawing, and I didn't notice that. And apparently, somebody asked Ricky Gervais if he would be interested in voicing Herbie, and he said, "Do I get to curse?"
That could be fun. That
Right.
could be fun.
I would love to see it open just like Fantastic Four #1, where like
Fighting in the middle of the fight with Mole Man's.
yeah,
monsters.
and like all just coming out of nowhere, right? I mean, it's written perfectly for an opening.
Oh, that would be yeah. They won't do it.
No,
But
we
maybe
have
they
to
will.
have to do the whole convoluted origin again.
I think you can backfill the origin.
Well, that's what they did in issue 1 of the book, right?
Yeah,
They
that's what I'm
appear,
saying.
and then you tell the short version of the origin.
And then you're off to convincing a bunch of scrolls that they're cattle. Which I remember I read that one of the omnibus ones,
Mhm.
and I was like, well, that's fucked up.
I think sometime later somebody addressed that they were in the food supply at that point, at some point, and it had gotten away from them. I think that got addressed. Speaking of omnibuy, I had this weird random thought the other day. I wanted to like read an old X-Men story.
Okay.
It was the one where Wolverine and Nightcrawler go hunting for the Wendigo.
Oh, okay. I vaguely remember. I mean, I remember that, but yes.
It was in the same issues as Days of Future Past.
It was.
It was. So I found the collection and it came yesterday. And it's the Days of Future Past trade.
Okay.
And first issue, it starts with the very first issue of X-Men I bought off of a newsstand, which is the one right after Jean dies, where Cyclops leaves the X-Men.
Right.
And it's got the big pink cover with him in the foreground. And then the Nightcrawler's Inferno Annual, which was a trip because I didn't understand the Inferno when I read that to begin with.
Oh, okay.
And then it goes into the Days of Future Past. That's when Kitty joins and Wolverine and Nightcrawler go to Canada. And then Days of Future Past is unwinding. And the last one is the one where Kitty fights the alien in the mansion by herself.
Oh, yeah. I remember
It's
that
a nice, tight little collection. I'm like, this is way more than I was bargaining for. And I'm going to enjoy reading this without having to dig out single issues. That was a good purchase.
one. Nice. No, I mean, it's... yeah, because I remember her fighting the Brood by herself. And I do remember it's kind of fun. I mean, I remember bits and pieces of those. Don't realize that it was all tied up into.
I knew it was in the same time frame, right? But I thought it was like Days of Future Past, and then like
These other
Wolverine and
little stories.
Nightcrawler's Canadian Adventure, but it's happening concurrently. So that's also where the brown costume debuted. So there's that.
Oh, well, that trade paperback's going to be worth something.
Oh, I'm sure I got the only one, right? It wasn't mass produced.
Fuck yeah, get it graded.
Get it autographed.
Wouldn't that be funny to get a trade paperback graded? Just check it out, y'all. I'm reprints of X-Men 96 through this. It's a fucking 10, man. Mint gem or however they grade them. That's baseball cards. It's a trade paperback. Yeah, it is. It's pretty.
It's also
cool.
It's also a 10, and it's bricked.
I got it slabbed and everything, man.
That's right, slabbed. I got it wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go get myself a reading copy now.
Oh, that's too funny.
I had the original episode. I had the original issues, and then I got the trade, so I got rid of them. And now I got that graded, so I got to go find. I may go look for the original issues again. They can't be worth that much, right? Unfortunately, we all know there are collectors who think like that.
Yes, yes, there are. Which brings me to my next topic, because I asked you a question the other day, and I was afraid I knew the answer to the question, and you
Mhm.
confirmed it, and it made me sad.
Which
So
was?
there's a market for empty Funko boxes.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. There completely is. Yeah. You can go looking on Facebook and do like pops, inserts, and boxes. And
Wow.
you may have to join the group and stuff, but yeah, there is a market for them. Um,
Okay.
which there's there I it's kind of like a mixed feelings kind of a thing. Because like I have a Philly fanatic
Mhm.
somewhere around here. Um, where the box is kind of jacked up, and it's like, if I could find a good box, I would probably throw a couple bucks at it. Not a lot, mind you, because it's just a goddamn box. But
Right.
and then of course you're sitting there going, wow, I'd have to pay like $7 to have a box put into another box shipped to me. And there's something really weirdly Inception about all that.
Somewhere George Carlin's rolling over in his grave.
It's just another
Smaller,
place for my
smaller version
stuff, another
stuff.
pile
Right.
of my stuff. Yeah. So I got a box inside a box, and that box is inside a protector. Who's protecting the protector?
Schrodinger's box.
It might be meant, it might not. Let's never open it and find out. Okay.
Thank you for finishing that for me. I wasn't trying to get there, but you took care of it. That's good. Wow.
Yeah.
So
But yes,
yeah.
there are. As long as the boxes are in good or almost mint condition, you can get a couple. It depends on the character, but you can. There are people who will buy the boxes, and like I said, it kind of if I I can understand why people do it, and like I would do it if I had a pop that I really really liked, but the box was all jacked up.
Okay, that's
Mhm.
fair. I inherited a box full of
Boxes.
leftovers. Like there's boxes and a few pops that I'm like, I don't know why we bought this, gentlemen. There's a Suicide Squad Steve Trevor. Um,
Ooh, you may never get rid of the
no,
box.
no, I've got the pop
Oh, okay.
and the box.
All right.
I remember that one was purchased in Chinatown in New York because the dude was so happy to get it off his shelf. He cut Connor a deal. Um, practically gave it to him, as I recall.
Oh yeah, there's some pops out there that I will say that they have changed their whole. I do believe that that their disastrous 25th anniversary, which was started bad, ended bad, um, is in the past, and that they're not gonna, I think, oversaturate like they had. Um, I really wish they would have somebody who would like screen some of these movies and then just go back and go, yeah, get rid of half the line,
Yeah.
because the Eternals, yeah, do the main characters, don't do a lot.
Yeah, those are floating around still.
Yeah, 3 years later, and you can still, yeah,
I keep looking at them going, I could put a set of those together for cheap. That'd be kind of funny.
you totally could, and that's sort of the thing. It's kind of like that was the height of like, let's just fucking produce everything. And the collectors were like, give us more. Let's just mainline this shit. It's got glow in the dark eyes. That's the only feature that glows. Sign me up. You know,
I'll take two.
I'll take two. In fact, I did two. Yeah, they do buy two or three or four. Um, yeah, but I think that stuff is hopefully in the past. Because like I was thinking about watching Miss Marvel, so I was like, okay, I'm doing pops from Miss Marvels. I'm doing Carol, Photon, or whatever they're going to call her, which they try and shop names, and that's just comedy gold. But anyway, it's tragic as well. And Ms. Marvel, and you're kind
Right.
of like, I think I'd be done. I mean, yeah, Nick Fury is a big part of it, but I don't think so. I don't think I would. do him.
Make him
or
a chase.
make him a chase, or the floor Fleesick, or whatever the hell the name of the cat is. Maybe
Um,
do it.
ah.
Yeah. But they did one for, Captain Marvel, so why bother? And that's the thing. It's like I watched this season. I actually stopped watching this season of What If because, as we said previously, what if they dealt with some other properties than the Avengers? That would be
Right.
great. Because it's like once you get the Hydra Stomper, and Captain Marvel, or Captain Carter, you're done.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I don't know. Some of those what ifs, like I said, this second season was a great disappointment. And then I'm gonna
It
go what
was
if.
a terrible disappointment.
Loki. You just do Loki. You do Mobius. You do,
Sophie
Short Run, or whatever the hell that kid's name is,
Ouroboros,
Ouroboros.
which I'm not sure it should sound Hispanic because it's the Ouroboros.
Ouroboros. Yes, he's Ouroboros. What?
We'll let Antonio Banderas into the TVA.
That would have been fantastic. He could be the boss. He could be like Mobius's boss. You have been talking to Ouroboros? Yes. Why do you have a guitar case? He has no concern to you. Twang, twang. And then a big Desperados like fight scene with shooting guitars and those little glow sticks.
to destroy than to create.
Okay, that would actually have been pretty fun.
I want Antonio Banderas in the MCU in some way. I still think he'd be great as
Fuck, make him Doctor Doom. Just have him do the voice.
Don't even tease me like that.
I see you, Richards.
That'd be great because then Reed is Hispanic and then Doctor Doom is Hispanic.
Oh,
Richards,
courtesy of Richards.
look what you did to my face.
For
My
these you
beautiful
have to
face.
pay. My beautiful face. Oh my God. Yes. Bucho.
I'm looking for the man they call Richards. That is all. But you
Oh
have to
yeah,
do it
have him walk
the
up to a
hard
dusty
way.
bar. Yeah. Cheech Marin behind the counter. Is it too late to get Richard Rodriguez to direct? Robert Rodriguez?
Oh, I would pay so much money to see a Robert Rodriguez Fantastic Four movie. I can't even begin to tell you how much money I
But
would pay
then
to
you
see
got to
that.
recast Danny Trejo as Thing.
Well, there's that.
Or, we can find some other.
We can
cos-
find. Oh,
we can
here's what
find-
you do. No, I got it because you mentioned the cows. I know what we do.
He's the Skrull.
No, he's the Submariner that Johnny blazes the beard off of.
Forget Namor. That one they put in the movie.
Yeah.
Let's do this guy.
We have Danny Trejo as the Submariner, please.
Shows up with no shirt, tattoos, and machetes. Just comes up out of the water.
Trident machete.
Trident machete. A little handheld trident machete. Looks like the most evil candelabra you've ever seen. Just out there chopping shit up.
Well, now then we have to have Steve
Then-
Buscemi.
then
Steve Buscemi's the mole man, by the way.
Oh yeah. Then you have Cheech Marin as Herbie. Hey, Reed, man.
Pussy.
Hey, the robot. Nobody kills the robot.
Wham!
Boom, boom.
Okay, I've said it out loud, and now I'm going to
Let's
wish it into
do.
existence. I still want Steve Buscemi to be the mole man now.
Oh, that would be great.
I'm putting that out in the universe in the most powerful way I can. That is what I want.
I like it, man. Oh God, the green robe and those funky glasses.
Oh yeah. And he takes them off and his eyes bug out. Boop!
Oh hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And we can use Danny DeVito, and he can motion capture all the moloids.
Yeah.
We don't scan him once and do whatever.
Do whatever. Yes. Little yellow Danny DeVito's running everywhere. Little moloid maniacs running wild. What are you gonna do when the moloids run over you, brother?
Well, let's get funky like a monkey.
Oh my god. Oh, we just made that movie so much better.
Yes, we did. But yeah, that'd be kind of cool because you just get some dude to walk around, and Antonio Banderas just does that kind of
It's the James.
sultry.
He does the James Earl Jones voiceover work with
Yeah.
some big dude in the suit, in the metal suit, and then when you rip the mask off because you know they're gonna, it's Banderas' face
Yes.
with a teeny tiny little scar.
Little teeny scar. It's a little tiny. Bucho gave me this. Bucho Richards. Fuck, I lost my train of thought. Damn it. No, that was it. I'm on it. I came across a thread where they're talking about the casting of Doom,
Mhm.
right? And they're like, oh, it should be John Hamm, it should be this guy, it should be this guy. And you get about like 30 suggestions in for one person finally says, you just do it like Vader. You hire a guy to do the voice and put a big guy in a suit. And the thread was like, oh, that's brilliant. And you're like,
We've
How
been
did you
saying
not-
that for years.
how do you not think of that first? After
Right.
watching them screw Doom up in the first one and the third one or the
And the one that I will never speak of again. Yes.
I think I
yeah.
watched that one. That was just
I'm sorry.
bizarre. Well, it was stupid.
It was dumber than dumb.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean it's totally a Vader role, right? It's your voice,
And then just a big green cape and an Iron Man.
and if it's
Just go to
good-
props, take
if
an
it's-
Iron Man, wrap a robe around it, you're done.
if it's good enough for Vin
Vader?
Diesel and Bradley Cooper,
You don't even have to do motion capture. You just find a big dude and put him in a
Right?
suit.
put Batista in the suit.
There you go. There
Or
you
one
go.
of the or somebody Kane. Kane's not Undertaker. Undertaker's moving slow these days though.
Yeah.
Um,
Kane would be good if he's, not running for office or whatever.
I'm sure there's someone large we could find.
But yeah, no, that'd be easy. And then hire. Who the hell cares who you hire? Face don't matter.
We're looking for it's all voice at that point, right?
It's all voice. I think that their mistake has always been, we got to have a face so we can empathize or whatever. And it's like,
No.
nobody empathizes with Vader. Doom just comes in all robot like and,
And with a hard on for Reed.
I am your father.
yeah. Reed, I am your father.
Reed, I'm your father.
Ooh, that was a good one.
I've done the Antonio Banderas voice a lot over the years, thanks to Desperado and Puss. We watched Shrek. We watched Shrek a lot at my house as when the boys were little, so I can do that voice.
Nice. Yeah, see, that'd be cool. Cool as hell. Let's call it Marvel. Marvel.
Marble.
Let's contact the Kevin Feige AI,
How do you program that in?
which I have to say was one of the funnier moments in the She-Hulk thing is Kevin.
Oh, 100%.
It's like the most burn-like moment ever. It's just dumb. It's like you never saw the book.
Oh yeah, I would love. I don't think they're going to do any more She-Hulk, but I would love for them to do it and just go like that burn run from the late '80s where it was like C characters and stupid shit and like breaking the fourth wall.
Mhm.
Let's just do so. Let's do that. And can we do a what if with Moon Knight? I don't even know what that is, but can we do something?
You can do Moon Knight. Yeah, you got branch them out, man. Just branch them out. Quit. You do a what if, and then you go back to the what if and do a what if on the what if.
Now there's your Inception.
What if, directed by Christopher Nolan. Yeah. The Watcher gives some really obscure voiceover, and camera angles roll all around.
Okay, and I do like Jeffrey Wright as the voice of the
Oh, he's
of the Walker.
fantastic. Because you're sitting here, you hear it, and you're like, yeah, I buy that.
Yeah.
I totally buy that.
Yep. 100%. He was great as Jim Gordon in that last Batman movie. Loved that. And if you haven't seen American Fiction, that movie he's nominated for an Oscar for, that one's really, really good. We have seen that one.
All
And
right.
it's not 3 hours long.
Fantastic.
See me bringing it back around to where I started.
Uh-huh.
I was contemplating see if we could get some of the boys together to do an Oscar show, but the Oscars are in like 2 weeks. I don't know if we'll get that in this year.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting Hunter on here
I keep trying.
because I was asking one, how do you plan to compete against Travis Kelce for Taylor's Love?
That's true.
And then actually, I do have questions about, how do you decide as a comedian, like, okay, you've got all your little bits in your head, right? Do you plan out how they're going to go? Do you adjust on the fly when the audience isn't buying that,
Right.
Old English sounds like Appalachia?
Which was really funny, by the way.
This is funny. He was like, well, it certainly explains Romeo and Juliet. Yeah, cousins.
That was a solid bit. I saw that clip too, and I'm like, that's smart.
Well, that's the whole thing, because like I remember a comedian who was telling jokes, they weren't landing. And he says, oh,
like Shane Gillis's monologue last night.
I couldn't bring myself to watch the show. I don't actually tend to watch I'm not, okay. They were going to make him a cast member, and then he made some Asian jokes, and Bowen said, no, I don't know, but whatever.
Well, he was supposed to come on the same time as Bowen and Chloe did.
Mhm.
And like he apparently had made some,
really stupid shit.
Yeah, which his telling of it is it was taken out of context, which is entirely possible. I've never gone back and looked at it.
Mhm.
I don't have any idea. But he wanted to just kind of walk. He wanted to acknowledge it and walk away from it. And then he did this really awkward monologue that was nothing landed. It was painful.
Mm.
So anyway, sorry.
No. Uh-oh. Lost the thread again.
You were this comedian, nothing was landing.
Yeah. So this guy, he's doing all these jokes. They're not landing. And the one that turned the tide is just like, well, he goes, man, he goes, rough night. He goes, yeah, well, you're better than I saw him in St. Louis. He goes, you're a lot better than the crowd I saw out in Kansas City. He goes, man, I tell you what. He goes, they thought NATO was the past tense of NATO. Okay.
Oh,
so wait a minute. I laugh because I think that's actually very funny. And the audience just, nobody gets it. And he's like, all right, got it. I see where this is going. Who wants to hear some dick jokes? And the crowd goes nuts. And he'd start, and I always want to talk. I'd want to ask Hunter, is there a moment where you just like bail out and go to something that is not what you're trying to do, but it gets a laugh. So you just, and also, do you structure your act, or do you have the bits and you kind of go with what's playing at what's hitting at the moment?
Those are good questions. I'll reach out to him again. Because that's interesting. Because I would like to. That's good. That's a good line of questioning.
I have moments.
Hey, it's almost time to say goodbye to our Instagram people. They have another minute and a half of us, and then they will be kicked off. So if you're with us on Instagram Live, we appreciate you tuning in, and we will continue without you. Go to Facebook or to YouTube to continue the journey. Hey, what have you got on your desk this week? Oh, look at that! I'm gonna tee it up, and then they're gonna get kicked off. Look at me do that. That's not right.
What's on your desk? And it's fab.
If we just keep dragging out, we've got 1 minute left on Instagram.
Oh man,
I can go first, or you want to go first?
You go first,
right.
because mine's not on my desk.
I'm gonna reach over here slowly.
Okay. Fuck you, Instagram. Very nice. Is that what one of the boys did that one?
Connor gave me that for Christmas. I got a frame for it yesterday, so I'm gonna hang it up out here. And it's awesome, isn't it?
Even luchadors get the blues. Nice.
Yeah. So the boys did that for me.
It's very cool.
Yeah. I told him it was gonna be my desk thing. He was pretty excited. So there you go, boy. I'm a man of my word.
Nice, nice. Yeah, my daughter over the summer, I had her doing stuff with like safety presentations.
Okay.
So now she'll send me pictures of like construction on campus of OSHA violations.
And that's all she wrote for Instagram. All right.
Yeah,
Carry on.
that's it. Bye. So yeah, it's kind of funny. Then the other day she was sending me workplace fatalities.
Oh, God.
She's like, "How is shot by your ex-boyfriend a workplace fatality?"
She
like-
gets it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I don't think it's one the company should be fined for, unless they. Anyway, I was like, "Wow!" I keep telling her, I go, "Babe, 80,000 to start out of college." just saying, 80 grand, safety professional, right out of college.
Wow.
Yeah, man, maybe 60, but yeah, I mean, it's better than average. And you're halfway there. All you gotta do is, watch a bunch of OSHA videos.
And you can help with that.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna go with the ever-growing collection from the Black Lagoon.
Oh, nice. What you got there?
So this is the Nika.
Oh, I've
Whoa.
seen that one.
Yeah, that does not do any justice at all. It's just a big flare.
Yeah. Is it green?
It
the
is
black and
green.
white?
It's the
I
green
saw the
one.
black and white version of it.
Oh,
Somewhere.
did you? Yeah, those are cool. So
Do you
we've
need
got.
one? I think I remember seeing it.
I think I've got a line on one here.
Okay.
We got 6 spare hands.
All
Not
with
exactly
webs.
sure because they're not posed any different. And 2 extra heads. Sadly,
Why do you need extra head? Is he snarling or like
yes.
smoking or
So yeah,
performing cunnilingus? What are the other heads? I don't.
yeah, that's right. There's one with the octopus tongue. No.
And that's
So
why she went back
basically,
to the swamp with him.
it
Uh,
basically is there's the 2 alternate heads. It looks like the gasping fish out of water. So you've got the main
Okay.
head with the mouth closed. You've got the other one about half open, and then the other one full.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, there's I've told you about this. There's a guy near me who does used toys, and he also
Right.
is a big fan of some of these things, so he'll carry them. His used toys, though, I watched him. It's like they have a thing. It's missing an arm. She's looking at eBay, and you're like, the one you're pricing against is mint. That thing with the broken arm is not $185,
Right.
And she's trying to price it at like 150. It's like, no, it's trash.
$20.
20 bucks. Last weekend, I went to one of those sort of collectible toy stores shows.
Mhm.
They had a small one not far from the house. $5 to get in.
Right.
And it was 3 one more booth that sold 3D printing, and it should have been more rightly called a maker's fair.
Oh,
That
really?
everybody had, and they all had. It's like, okay, you guys have all downloaded the 3D Dragon, and you've all printed it in rainbow colors. It's not my thing. Other half of the booths were Pokemon cards, and then a lot of GI Joe, a lot of Transformers. And Kristen goes, "What about Star Wars?" I go, "Oddly, not a lot of Star Wars."
We had
One-
one out here a year or so ago. I went to it like the horse arena down in Dripping Springs, and it was kind of the same thing. It was like a lot of stuff I wasn't looking for, and I went with a couple of things in mind that I would have paid for. Couldn't find them.
Oh,
You know?
yeah. They had one booth. The guy was all Batman, which was cool.
That's
'Cause
interesting.
I mean, it was all Batman related. So it was a lot of the Justice League Unlimited figures.
Oh,
Yeah, one guy had one. Had a tub for $1. Had is it Jack of Hearts that has like the 2? Who's the character has like he has like the maybe they're not the theater masks, but it looks like the theater mask.
oh, Psycho Pirate.
Psycho Pirate. Yeah.
Yep.
Because Chrissy goes, "Did you buy anything?" I go, "I almost bought that, but it had only been $1."
Wow, I've never been to a show where they had a tub of those. I've got a few holes in my collection I need to fill. I'd love to stumble into one of those.
But yeah, but that was it. Other than that, you kind of wandered around and uh, there's a small hall just to begin with. A lot of Pokemon cards. Like this is a vintage toy store. These Pokemon cards, these are not vintage. It basically looked like a bunch of guys who had gone to Target and Walmart the day before and like bought out the clearance section, and now are trying to get retail plus. So, and you're sitting there going, I want to find my little tiny robots, and they're like, oh yeah, Shogun Warriors, yeah, those are pretty cool. I don't have any of those. Would you like a GI Joe? No.
It's not even remotely the same, but thanks for
No, not
asking,
even
I
close.
guess.
Yeah. Mhm. Let's see. Giant fighting robot. Snake eyes. No. Yeah, because I went there looking for my little Shogun, Mattel Shogun guys, my little ones,
Mhm.
and was kind of hoping to maybe luck into some of those Universal Monsters, Teenage Mutant tinge, because I figure there
Ninja
has to be,
Turtles shop.
yeah, because you have to figure, okay, it's the Nika toy line. I've seen guys like wiping out those sections in Target. So, kind of think maybe I'll find one of the old. Nah, nothing. But I could find as many shitty, fucked up GI Joe vehicles as I could want. Didn't this have wheels? Oh yeah, but that's vintage. Those fall off. What?
Was this from the Michael Richards collection?
Yeah. Out there in the
We're gonna
pirate.
have to amputate. No.
Yeah, it was pretty much a bunch of stuff like that. Just broken up. I mean, it only cost me $5 to get in, but it also, cost me an hour to drive out there, wander around, and drive home. So,
Yeah, it's kind of how I was at this one. I was like, oh, it's a vintage toy fair. Maybe I'll find like some old, like maybe like Amigo Planet of the Apes, like a Dr. Zayas would be kind of
that would
fun.
be fun. Yes. And
Nothing even
no,
remotely like that. It was same kind of situation. And there was a couple of guys with like the giant Funko Pop booths, and then
mhm,
one guy with the long table of comics with the giant tubs of buy two get one free trades. The same guys you
mhm.
see everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that group. Yeah.
Yeah, we went to last week, and the boys were home for a visit, and we went to they had they were doing the Ameripolitan Music Awards in town that weekend, which is kind of like Americana music, right?
Okay.
With a Texas bent, and so they were having like a pop up shop at the the Garden Inn. We went, and I had no idea that scene was that large. There were a lot of people in vintage Western wear. The pop up
Oh,
parts of it were sad and made me cry. Um, but the people watching was priceless. Lots
well, that
of bandanas and ducktails.
it's kind of funny. Somebody asked me about cosplay at like Comic Con.
Hmm.
Like, are you ever doing it? It's like, oh no. I'm brave, but not that brave. Um, and they started to say something. I was like, yeah. I go, let me just clue you in. I go, sometimes I make fun of like how bad a costume might be, right? But not a whole lot because they're brave enough to wear it out in public. Well,
100%.
and I said, and the event that changed my mind is I was at the local comic show, and there's people in cosplay, and I get behind these two unwashed masses that are dogging on everybody in cosplay. Oh, look at that. It's just sweatpants and this. And I mean, they fucking reek, right? They turn around. They look like the DeShazer brothers. Let's go ahead. Right. So that's one you'll understand.
That's
Uh,
just for me.
that's just for you. But yeah, I mean, the long, greasy hair, unwashed, just smelling. And anyway, they're dogging on everybody with a costume. And I'm thinking, man, you guys are a bunch of dicks. And then they get to a booth, they drop down on all fours, and now they're sitting here rummaging through the tubs with their ass crack, blowing in the breeze. And you're like, I will never make fun of cosplayers again,
Right?
ever.
Well, I mean, even like local cons, I always dig it. But like we've been to Comic Con enough times where like you can see the work that some of these people put into this, and
Mhm,
there's no reason to make fun of anybody who's given. You're right, putting the effort in. I mean,
mhm.
they're passionate. They have a vision. whether or not they execute it to their fullest, they're doing their best, right?
Oh yeah,
And they're putting it on and wearing it out in public. And God bless them for it.
exactly. I remember taking Babe to a show, right? So a couple walks by. It's Green Arrow, Black Canary, right? She knows who Black Canary is from the Batman musical episode, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
So she's the maestro, musical whatever that is,
Music
right?
Meister.
Music Meister. So she knows Black Canary. So this couple walks by. She says, "Dad, look, what? It's Black Canary." I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "Well, who's with her?" I go, "That's Green Arrow." And I mean, little kid, big voice, quiet lull, and everything going on around us. That's not Green Arrow.
Oh no.
I grabbed her by the shoulder and spun her around real quick. So there's no idea.
Oh my God.
I mean, in her defense, it was a bad costume, but
Well-
it's just like, really, I don't think she should be called out by a 5-year-old.
I used to put the boys to work when I would take them to the Comic Palooza in Houston.
Uh-huh.
And I would go and take pictures of cosplay. I'd give them the Gonzo Geek cards
Uh-huh.
with the QR code on it. I was like, "Hey, get the picture, yeah." And I'd take the pictures, and then one of them would hand up the card. Here you go. And we'd take off, put them to work.
Hell yeah. Oh my God.
Oh man. So, I think that's all I have.
I'm at that point too. I was supposed to work in the yard yesterday, rolled my ankle.
Ouch. You okay?
Yeah, it's just I'm sitting there like going, man, I was picking up sticks. I was gonna have a bonfire. Kristen, her 104-year-old grandmother had fallen and broken a couple of ribs.
Oh,
So
no.
she went out to St. Louis to,
Sure.
yeah. So I was like, oh, this would be great. That's the wrong way to say it.
I understand.
Yeah.
It's
But you're
safe.
like, yeah, you're just kind of like, all right, I got the house to myself.
Let's burn some shit.
I'm just gonna burn sticks all night. I'll go and I'll make a pitcher of margaritas or something, and I'll sit out there with the iPad and just burn sticks until then I roll the ankler, and it's like, well, fuck you, yard. You win tonight. I'm gonna go inside and watch White Collar. You fucks.
I was gonna make a drink before the show, and I didn't get around to it because we started our binge 3-night binge of Killers of the Flower Moon. But have you heard of a batanga?
A who?
A batanga.
No, isn't she on Boy Meets World?
Yes. That's correct. Good night, folks. It is lime
We
juice.
obscure the long lost Marx brother in Boy Meets World.
It is lime juice, tequila, and Mexican Coke.
Oh, pure cane sugar.
Yes.
Interesting.
I'm going to have to try. We went to the grocery store this morning, and I bought it was a bottle of Mexican Coke with the intent of making one for the show, and I did not get it done. But I'm intrigued by the makeup of that, so I'm going to be trying one.
Oh yeah, we had in our building. We have so much space. We loaned some of it out, but the local craft brewers had sort of like a trade show.
Oh,
So I babysit that part of the day yesterday.
nice.
And it really wasn't babysitting. They did their own thing. I worked on stuff, and then I'd go over there and check on them every now and again, just make sure. Like,
And get a sample or two.
no, man, those fuckers are stingy as hell. I was hoping for like they have like boxes that everybody who gets is getting a Pilsner glass, right? You're like,
Right.
hey, man, that's pretty cool. I'd take that. I'd drink from that. No offer. I'm standing right next to the guy, and he's handing them out. It's like, really, dude? We're giving you the space for
Because
free.
you're the man.
But they leave behind a bunch of craft beer, which, I don't know what hoppy is, but man, some of this shit, you're like, I'm going to go eat some Pop-Tarts and get this taste out of my mouth.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you. Gunky.
Yeah, little, it's like, okay, there's bitter and then whatever comes after bitter and then this.
Jeez, 2 steps past bitter.
2 steps past bitter, which
beer
probably
face.
the name of the beer. Let me just say that. You could probably sell that in a microbrew. 2 steps past bitter IPA or whatever.
Probably right.
You could. You make a shirt, make a little thing, 2 steps past bitter. It's like that keep on trucking guy kind of a thing. The R crumb drawing of the guy.
Yep.
2 steps past bitter. Oh my God.
A road sign that says bitter in the background.
Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh yeah. Fuck, that'd be it. That would work. That would
It
really.
would. We need to sell that to someone.
Uh-huh. Well, wait a minute. We'll just fucking create it and sell it at the Slurp shop.
There you go. 2 steps past bitter.
2 steps past bitter beer. Um, they had one that was like a cherry something Jubilee sour. I don't know what sour beer tastes like. It kind of frightens me.
It was my cousin Ben, who you've met,
Mhm.
his step brother apparently makes bitter beers in his spare time, and I'm like, I don't even. That doesn't even sound appealing to me. As the older I get, the less I enjoy beer. So it's like,
Yeah. Oh, I totally agree. Because like everybody's like, oh, you got free beer. And admittedly, yes, I got into the fridge and I was, setting up workstations and knocking a couple back because I was going home to an empty house. So fuck it, who cares?
right?
Yeah. Might have to check my work when I get back. But yeah, and I was like going through and looking at this stuff because we've had parties and everybody comes in and it's like if it ain't Bud Light, they're not drinking it. So half in leaking locker, and you're like, okay, well, what is that? Ooh, Christ, that's awful. I mean, they left it there for us to enjoy, not for me to take one sip of and throw away.
I'm sure you've got some hipster electrician who would love to have the micro brews. You've got some hipster on staff, you do.
Oh, I know. Somebody asked me what are these guys like? I go, I don't know. Yeah, I go, they look like a little tiny group of hip lumberjacks. They've all got like flannel shirts, cuffed jeans, boots, wallet chains, you know. And I mean, I was, and yes, the handlebar really, really overly coiffed beard,
Yes.
facial hair, you know. And they said, "Nah, they don't look like that." And a bunch of them came around the corner.
And they all look like that.
I was like, "It's not a stereotype if it's true."
That's right. That is correct, sir.
Yeah, it was hipster lumberjacks. To guys who never picked up an axe, except down at the axe throwing shop.
Right.
Yeah.
Did I tell you about when we did axe throwing for our team building exercise at Christmas? Did we talk about that?
We may have touched on it. Yeah.
They had axes and they also had throwing stars and batarangs.
Yes, you did tell me about
Okay,
that.
that's right. Okay.
Throwing stars be like a throwback to childhood. Hey,
Yeah.
we're at Arthur's house again. Vincent, run.
I was kicking ass with that throwing star. And they're like, how? What? I'm like, I had lots of unsupervised time with throwing stars as a teenager.
Why are you so good at that? Both my parents work.
I don't have enough time to explain the compound behind the restaurant with no adult supervision in the 80-foot satellite dish. Just trust me when I say.
I forgot about the satellite dish. That's because he's a fucking spy.
All I know is we were able to tune in Flesh Gordon one night.
And you didn't have to do all the funky stuff, like put it to channel 3 and then
Yeah,
you know,
like, you
goof with
literally
the
had to
cable off.
line it up with the fucking satellite. Is what you had to do.
And so everybody understands, this isn't like the early days of HBO where they put that little dish network,
Oh no,
size,
no! This
like a
was
12-inch serving
full-size,
plan. That
like
thing was
massive satellite dish in the backyard, so we could get Cantonese programming.
Yeah. Again, spies.
There were rumors.
I know. I looked up the mall, and I think it's like a Planet Fitness is like squeezed into that space where the restaurant.
That's
used
funny
to
because
be.
I looked the other day too, and I did the same thing last week, and like because the gas station, the Miguez gas station is gone. It's something else now,
Mhm.
like a Mexican restaurant or something. I think.
Yeah, yeah. Because the Miguez story is such a fun one to tell. Because it's
Yes.
like, look, I got it. I go, I can't. Because you have to do it like, okay, we're standing here, right? We're on the edge of the property. Okay. The other side of the room is where his truck was stolen. Well, that's like 10, 15 feet away. I go, it's probably like 20, 25. But yeah, pretty much. You know, you could have plenty of time to run over and stop the guy from stealing your truck. If you weren't inside buying a Coke because you didn't want an RC for free, so you drove 20 feet away, parked in front of a dumpster, left your car running with the door unlocked to walk a distance greater to the front store of the convenience store than from where you were parked to where you were parked now. That's the thing. I go, you guys don't understand. He literally parked 25 feet away from where he was. And they're like,
Yeah.
well, what's he up to now? And I go, well, he's probably hosting cockfights in Bunkie.
If you found him on Facebook or LinkedIn, I can tell you what he does.
What? You did?
I looked him up.
Oh, God. And?
You know the Hunt Brothers Pizza that they sell at gas stations?
Yes.
He's the sales rep for that.
Oh, wow. I'd rather do cockfights.
Yeah, Cockfights and Monkeys, a better story.
And which one is that? And Brother Dickie is working in all the gas stations that sell Hunt Brother Pizza?
Probably. Working his way through them one at a time.
Yes. That if anybody's still listening, we had a guy who worked at every fast food place in Lafayette, Louisiana.
He worked himself up to potentially getting promoted and left every time.
Every time he'd get up there on the cusp of responsibility and decide he needed to start the whole career path over. And everything he did, he would say, this is how we did it at
The last place.
the last one. You know, dude, who wrapped this burger? That's how we do it at McDonald's. Okay, you're not there. Who did this? Boom. That's how we did it at Wendy's. Boom. How we did it at Burger King. Boom. How do we do it at Taco Bell? Where'd you get the tortillas for the roast beef sandwiches, man?
I think it was. Okay, that one you got me with that one. That was good.
Okay, then you'll appreciate this one. I stop at an Arby's to get like a beef and cheddar because I'm jonesing for a beef and cheddar, right? I love the cheese sauce and the red ranch dressing and the toasted onion roll.
That's right. And the 3 ounces of roast beef.
The 3 ounces of roast beef, yes. Oh, I get the bigger one. You know, I step it up to the supersized beef and cheddar.
All righty.
I go in there and the dude says, hey, just want to let you know, we run out of roast beef. We'll probably be about 30, 40 minutes till it's ready again. And I said to him, you know, I used to work at an Arby's and we did that once because our manager was a moron. Is that what happened here?
And he said,
sorry, dude.
Oh, I'd forgotten about that. Yeah.
That's why we're making sandwiches with like an ounce and a half of roast beef, slivers of roast beef. What's left? What's behind the blade? Oh, the little shavings. Yeah, scoop
The
them up.
dried out blades, the dried out shiver. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'd forget. I think I had consciously blocked that out of my memory.
Because that night we ran out of those. We ran out of potatoes. We ran out of like turnovers.
And that's. They must have been desperate when they made him a manager. That's all I'm going to say.
I think they was because wasn't that after?
After Steve left.
No, Dave told me they were training him to be like a shift leader, and
Mhm.
somebody left in mid shift. The man or whoever. I don't know if it was Steve, because it was like a year in before they.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, because I think I asked Dave. I go, how did this happen? So we were training him to be a crew leader. It's like.
Why were you doing that?
Why?
I still remember the time they handed us the order form and lettuce was misspelled, and it was spelled Leticle. Letically.
Leticles. Yeah, we're getting leticles. Yes, leticle pops. Delicious. It's very fibrous. Oh my God, yes.
So.
Nah, maybe we can bring it home and wrap it up.
Well, listen, one more thought I had the other day when I was doing the map search, right? Because I was playing the same game you were, right? Because there's all kind of shit out by where we used to live too that wasn't there.
Oh yeah,
right?
Yeah.
We should go sometime and do like a live stream from Lafayette. Like, hey, this used to be Blurp. Now it's blurp. I don't know. So I think it's been 7 or 8 years since I've been.
Oh, it's been so much longer.
I know. That's why it would be fun.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Go do a podcast from the old hometown.
I won't even go back for class reunions.
I know. But
it's
it
kind
would
of
just
fun.
be you and I. That
Oh,
would be
just
fun.
us. That would be fun. Yeah, I went to Kristen when we started dating. She took me to her class reunion,
Mhm.
and yeah, I don't know anybody. So it starts off innocently enough. I'm sitting in line getting some food, and this girl walks up to me and hey, how's it going? Going good. She says, I think I should know your name, but I don't. I was like, that's okay. I go, but she says, we had a class together, didn't we? And I'm looking at her, I'm like, yeah, we did. And she goes, was it algebra? I'm like, oh my God. I go with Miss, she goes, Mr. So-and-so. I go, yes, we did have that class together. Oh my God. How are you doing? Doing great. I went to class with like 4 or 5 people there.
Before Kristen tasered you.
Yeah. What's going on? Nothing. And it was like, how are you doing this? I go, it's the best part. They think they remember me. I go, you do look familiar. They fill in all the blanks, and I just go with it.
It's like being it's like being a psychic. Just lead them to the answer to their own question.
So we're doing something, making gift bags for people. It's a charity thing.
Right.
And it's a couple of people that she works with, but everybody else is a stranger. And somebody tries to be funny about having my company name on my sweatshirt. She goes, oh, are you so-and-so? And it's out of my mouth before I can say it. No, I get that a lot. My name's actually Dave. Dave Douglas. She goes, oh, okay. And so now I'm like trying to come up with a backstory for Dave Douglas. And what I finally settled on was freelance mathematician. And they're like, what? I go, it's a lot. It sounds a lot better than a data analyst, And then, of course, as I'm building out the character, I was like, yeah, I specialize in multiplication, but I wouldn't mind working a little long division with you, figure out how many times this goes into that.
Bazinga.
Bazinga. Frank had suggested, tell him you're a cactus farmer because you're a prick. I was like, actually, that's the lead up. You say that, and then you say you're a data analyst and say, yeah, see, doesn't cactus farmer sound so much better? And then you never have to talk about numbers again.
Dave Douglas, freelance mathematician.
Freelance mathematician. He was a pilot. Kristen's like, well, do you still fly? And I was like, no. I had like a near miss when I was just starting off, and I get claustrophobic, and I run the simulator, but I can't do the rest of it. I just freak out. One of her friends is like, wow, it's amazing that you've come up with a backstory just like that.
That was good, though. I will give you. I like the part about running the simulator.
Yeah. I said, but then, of course, people might ask you questions about avionics, and you're like, yeah, I don't know anything about that. I know a little bit about trim and working the stick.
Hey!
Yeah, I got thrown out for sexual harassment.
Throw that in. Why not?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh. All right. And on the secret origin of Dave Douglas, freelance mathematician, we're going to call this one our show. Call this one a show. I'm possessed by Ed Sullivan. I don't know what just happened there.
Right here on our
Our
show.
show.
Our show, the Beatles. Jim Morrison and his wing.
It's been a hard day's night. I've been working like a dog. All right, folks. That's the end of 71 Slurp Toast the podcast. I'm still Bruce.
I'm still Steve.
And we will see y'all the next time. Bye.